Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and the other folk, it is I, Lord Chad, the one who has a really cool gameplay setup. It is definitely not just me playing some generic game I found online. Today will be episode 3 of Artillery Through History. Today we will be what led up to gunpowder, the trebuchet. Originally originating 4th century BC in China, like most other things, and it came from China, especially here in the US. However, it was originally used for manpower. Used by manpower. It was just an arm on a pivot, and a lot of guys just pulled the arm back with rope. That's very counterproductive. So what they did, they tied a counterweight to it. Now instead of the guys pulling it up, to throw it, just pulled it to set it. Now this counterweight tried to really long arm. And at the end, instead of having a fixed basket, it had a sling. So therefore the projectile, the large rocket threw, went very, very far and very, very fast. Like every other episode, it was very scary to fight up against. Unlike the other episodes, this thing was a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. For defense even, sure it wasn't highly practical. It isn't good as a ballista, however, it is not as awful as a catapult, as the rocks it tend to throw were much larger, allowing him to throw it into a camp and absolutely just destroy it. The water-powered trebuchet that we all know and love deeply was originally invented in the 12th century Common Era. Yeah, it took us about 1,600 years to figure out how to put a weight on it to throw a rock. Yeah, it took an embarrassing amount of time. However, I didn't invent it. It is not as good for defense as a ballista, however, it's not as bad as catapult. I previously mentioned that. And it is a whole lot more scary to fight, as if you manage to get enough trebuchets firing at one spot, the wall may be down in at most a week, depending on how thick the wall was. They were scary. However, they were often just fired all across the wall, constantly. Therefore, defenders could not get up on the wall, which would make it easier to batter down the walls. Unlike ground, it does not use a torsion system of firing. Again, it uses a counterweight. It's a counterweight trebuchet. And the word trebuchet is French. There's a fun fact. It was still very, very scary to fight up against. I mean, no one likes having massive rocks hurled at their house. However, these walls, I believe it probably would be much more scary fighting trebuchet due to the more generally greater size the rocks tend to be. Oh dear. Hey, you wanna hear a joke? What did the ocean say to the other ocean? Nothing. They just waved. And if you do really feel inclined, be sure to do your own research. So you can research on how to blow up my house after I just told you that a really awful joke. Okay? And remember to like and subscribe and share this with a friend, because I have a total of 0 views right now on this video upon release because nobody watched it. Alright, have a great day.